Hello, everybody. It's your girl, dazzledattarot, and I'm back for another tarot reading. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is check in my description box. Everything is going to be down there. Anyway, everything I do here is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only until modern science can come up with a mathematical equation that this stuff is real, right? Anywho, let's get into it. So, how are you guys doing today? I hope everything is good. I'm doing well. I had to go to work today, the norm. But now I'm here, and I'm here to do some of my readings. So the first reading I'm going to be doing, I wrote it all down. Some notes that I gathered from the hearing is on what happened on, I believe it was July 26th, 2023. The House Committee held a congressional hearing on UFOs or UAPs, which is unidentified aerial phenomena. Okay, so some things I got from the congressional hearing. I did some notes. So basically, it was the House Oversight Committee that held a hearing on the UFOs slash UAPs, and there was three former military officials told Congress that they believe the government knows much more about UFOs than it's telling. They testified about object sightings and government possession of non-human biological matter. Lawmakers on the committee, they were baffled by the testimony. Kind of like when Game of Thrones, that episode where Jon Snow finally got like a White Walker captured and got everybody in the Seven Kingdoms to stop fighting for 1 second to see what's really going on with the White Walkers and the real threat in the north that's coming. And pretty much like everybody in the dragon pit was just like the Congress people. They were baffled, right? So they repeatedly noted that the UAP sightings are an issue of bipartisan concern and raised national security questions. Okay, so there were accusations made that the government was concealing UFO-related information from the public, even though that none of the people making the allegations, the former military officials, had any actual proof to support the allegations that the government is indeed concealing these things, right? David Grusch, whatever his name is, Grusch, a former U.S. intelligence official, told the panel that he is absolutely certain that the federal government is in possession of UAPs, citing interviews. He cited interviews he has conducted with 40 witnesses over a 4-year period. Now, the number 4 is a stable number, okay? 40 witnesses over in a 4-year period. So David Grusch said he led the Defense Department efforts to analyze reported UAP sightings and was informed about a multi-decade Pentagon program that endeavored to collect and reconstruct crashed UAPs. So basically, for over a decade, for multi-decades, which is probably like multiple decades, so even 2 decades, more than 2 decades, the Pentagon has been doing a secret project to like pretty much gather crashed UFOs, alien flying objects or whatever that's crashed, and they're trying to reconstruct them. And pretty much just like the stuff off the Avengers, when like the Avengers Part 2, we realized that they were collecting the alien spaceships and the alien, humanoids or whatever that were attacking. They collected their bodies, collected their ships, collected their weapons, right, to try to reconstruct it. But that sounds like that. So Representative Jared Moskowitz, why is his last name so crazy? which is a Democrat from Florida, asks David Grouch how the program is funded. Grouch claimed the effort is above congressional oversight, which means that the Congress this is above them. Okay, it's above Congress, so Congress don't have no idea. They can't put their hands on it, right? And bankrolled by a misappropriation of funds, which means that misappropriation of funds is basically saying that we're doing this, that, and the third with these funds, and these funds are being used for something else. So when America says that they don't have money, they have money. They got enough money to lead a whole freaking program in the effort to gather all these alien ships and whatnot, right? So then Groch said that he himself has not personally spotted a UAP, but has multiple colleagues who were injured by UAPs. So either they were injured by the machinery or they were injured by the actual alien, right? He has also interviewed individuals who have recovered non-human biologics from crashed UAPs. So that means aliens, right? So I'm saying all this to actually get into it, right? So the first question, because I'm going to be using two card decks that kind of made sense to me. One of them is the Signs of the Times, Oracle by Crystal Banner, and the other one is going to be the Guiding Light Tarot, and this is by it's from the Bride, but it's actually by Victoria Avenova. Okay, so let's get into it. I did a lot of talking, y'all. A lot of talking. Okay, so first of all, I just got to tell y'all. So my husband, people just give him stuff. People just give him stuff, right? And he collects everything. So today, well, not today, but today he actually got some other stuff over there. But not too long ago, he got this, right? This painter. I don't know where to put it at. So he just collects stuff. So, anywho, so let's just ask this. These former military officials, are they being honest in their testimony? Because this is a serious thing. You're going in front of Congress. So, with me, I did a previous reading that said, yes, aliens do exist. But also, Earth is ghetto. They really don't want y'all to know that they around like that, right? They don't want y'all to know. But let's see. Are these former military officials being honest? We're just going to use Oracle for right now. 1, 2, 3. Succulence, resilience. Okay. Firefly. Clouds. Oh no, they are being honest about what they see. Okay, so how do we interpret this? First of all, I normally do reverses and stuff when it comes to like tarot, but I don't really feel like we have to do a reversal, but to me personally, I do feel like they still matter in a way. So when I read them, I'm going to read them, but I'm going to tell you how it matters as well. Why they were put out the way they were put out, right? So succulence, resilience, that's what it says right here. But when I look at this, these are like flowers blossoming, opening up, right? But to be resilient means that you have to really grow in harsh terrain, right? So when it comes to these people, these are people in unique positions that is opening up about the experiences in the difficult environment they were in, right? So technically, the fact that they're former military officials and stuff like that, I don't know where they are now. You can call them whistleblowers, I don't know. But they're really opening up about what they've been through in their position. Because even these flowers go through difficult things. Like if I see resilience, I mean that means that you've been through things and you've overcome. So, and I think they were actually really good officials in a way. So I think they're absolutely telling the truth. And the fact that it's in the reverse, I just feel like this was them showing in the past, right? So I feel like it's the past. This happened in July, right? July 26th. So that's part of it. So they're telling the truth. They're telling about their different experience, their tough experience. I mean, it is kind of tough being in a position where you are, pretty much looking for UAPs, UFOs, and things like that. It's very sci-fi-ish, but I think they were getting the job done. The Firefly, you have this. Also, I feel like, the Firefly, which is funny because, they come out during the spring and this, that, and the third. And they are different because their butts light up. That's a different type of bug, And it does say wonder, but it is like kind of mystical if you're younger. And these fireflies are lighting up the sky. And this reminds me of the UFO sightings. And there are many sightings, right? The sky is lighting up. And one is landing on top of a tree. And it's relaxed and it's showing, hey, I kind of feel like, again, they're telling the truth about these sightings. So you have these people who were in different type of circumstances at their job. They were doing different things other than what people would normally do. Maybe top secret. Boom. And it is about the lights in the sky. They are telling the truth. And then you have clouds like distractions. But it's in the reverse. So they're talking about the fact that, they're talking about the fact that the things that we see, right, like at night or whatever the case may be, and then in the day, there's something different. You don't see them no more, right, or whatever the case may be, right? So I get that. What they're really saying is that the things that you thought was mystical is not mystical. And pretty much, we're actually in a position where we're looking for these things, right? So when I feel like distractions, I feel like one of those things where, when you're younger, you have all this creative energy. You tend to believe in certain stuff, and then, the authority or the adults with logic tell you why it's not true and that it's just this and it's just that. But no, it is true. And because this is in the reverse, I feel like the distraction is gone. Like, basically, the veil is lifted. Like, you see it. And then everything is about the sky. Like, all this is about the sky. This is about their job. This is about the sky. What's in the sky and what comes down from the sky. So, to me, they're telling the truth. Okay? This is what I get from this, right? So then, let's ask this. They're being honest, right? From what they know. So, then I'm going to ask the lawmakers' point of view. They're baffled. I told you they're like the They're like the people of Game of Thrones that seen a White Walker for the first time, and the dragon, and the what is that? The dragon cave or the dragon arena, whatever the hell it was. You know, when he showed the White Walker to everybody, right? So now they're concerned. Like, how is this a threat to us, right? This can be national security concerns. Is this a national security concern? Is there something that... Ooh. They opened up that red door. That's what they did, because it was a red door, right? But is this a national security concern? Is this something that we should be in defense about, like hostile UAPs and things like that? Or could it be something that man would try to take control of and try to make advanced weapons, like the Avengers, right? Like, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Is there something that we need to be concerned about as far as national security? Okay. Well, the back of this is dice, right? So the back of this is taking a chance. But I do feel like this lightning, sudden disruption, right? So this is talking about like a plane, like that movie. Matter of fact, if you ever seen The Twilight Zone, when there was that like monster on the plane, and Captain Kirk was like the main character, but it was the person who plays Captain Kirk, and he was the only one who can see like this monster, like jumping on the wing of the plane, you know, and messing up the wing, right? And he was tripping out because he's like, oh wow, we're gonna die, and everyone else will look out the window and not see the monster, but it's just him, right? So it's like they probably feel like it's going to mess up how we're flying, like how we're moving, right? So we're like, everyone else doesn't see this, like it's being brought out, but I'm talking about what we don't see and stuff like that. Like basically like, oh my god, like these aliens can come and really mess up some stuff, really like be disruptive, and you know, they can be hostile, and they can be messing up our stuff. Like they can, like their weapons are probably more advanced, you know, and no one sees this for us. Who's going to believe that there are aliens trying to mess with our fighter jets? I mean, I don't know, like things like that, like that. In the other part, when it was given Avengers, when they were collecting, you know, the spacecrafts and the space weapons, and you know, it was a top secret project, and that's how, like even the Tesseract, like they had no business with that Tesseract on Earth. That's all I'm saying. Like they were harnessing the energy from the Tesseract to advance stuff and make advanced weapons. But however, in the whole time, it was signaling that Earth was ready for more advanced warfare, you know. But with this is different. You know, we've been doing certain things a certain way. It's been only us on planet Earth. This would really shake up everything. And who's to say, like, they are not friendly? What if they are friendly? But they're like humans. They're selective, you know. I can be your friend, but I don't have to be your friend. So what if they decide to be Russia's friend and not America's friend? That would change everything. That means they'll give Russia this and not give us that. They're thinking about a lot of stuff like that, right? And then it's the smiley face, joy. But also, there is a sense of relationship. So there's a sense of a connection, making a connection. Like we're not alone in the universe and stuff like that. There's a sense of that. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's always a bad thing, but they're thinking about all that too. Right? right? So they're probably thinking, well, like I said, we can connect, but what if they're not like connecting with us? What if they connect to one of our enemies and they like them better, and then they're gonna be superpowers and all types of weird stuff. But it's all a chance. They're taking a chance, right? But it could be a good connection. Elevate consciousness, whatever. Provide the world with more, whatever. But it's how you go about it too. Because if they're collecting bodies and stuff like that, they're running tests, and who knows, they probably get some of this medication and stuff like that after they done got samples off of some dead alien, right? So then let's see. What else do I want to ask? We already know why they don't have absolute proof, because even though that was part of the program, you're not walking out there with their stuff. I'm sorry, you're just not. You're not gonna be able to just walk out the door with an alien. No, you're not. Or with I don't know, a piece of material. They got that under wraps. So we already know why they don't have absolute proof. It's top secret. You're not gonna have absolute proof unless you do some type of freaking, I don't know, some deep undercover move to do something. I don't know. Y'all see what I'm saying? But then I wanted to ask about the fact that David Grouch said that he conducted all these interviews. What kind of sightings? Like, they said they seen stuff in the sky. You know, they seen creatures. I feel like they seen unhuman people based on the oracle. And then matter of fact, I'm gonna just ask this. This is fun. Is the Pentagon program kind of like the Men in Black, or is it kind of like Hydra? You know, Hydra and okay. So the Men in Black, they were like, they had a connection and a relationship with these aliens, and they treated them like, you know, regular like aliens outside the U.S. and stuff like that. Like if you would go to like, I don't know, when people want like citizenship, this, that, and the third, like, you know how Men in Black was doing it. Was it like that, or was it more so like Hydra and Shield? With Hydra and Shield, they were taking the resources, or whatever the case may be. They were taking what they can, like the Tesseract and, you know, stuff from, you know, crashed alien ships, and making weapons, and, you know, pretty much getting more advanced technology and stuff like that. They were pretty much leeching off of them. Okay, so is it going to be something like that? Is that's what the Pentagon program for? Is it to leech off of them and to interrogate them? Or is it to do something like the Men in Black? One, two. Okay, so there's big business in this. This Ten of Pentacles talks about money. That's for one. But it's generational wealth in it, right? So I'm not going to lie about that. There is wealth in it, but it's also about stability, security, right? So whatever they're doing with the Pentagon program, I wouldn't be surprised if they were making like advanced technology based on what they find, and also weapons and things like that, like pretty much like of the Avengers. But I do feel like if they got them overindulgence and the Ten of Swords, so it is a dead body. They do have dead UFOs, and they are experimenting on them. and they are getting money off of this. This is big business. This is a community unnecessary surgery on them, experimenting on them. That's why I get with the Ace of Swords too. But I do get this though, the Ten of Cups. So I mean, I do feel like there is unnecessary experiments going on. I feel like it could be imprisonments going on, and I feel like it is tight. It's a community because the Ten of Cups also talks about community. So they're very tight knit, like a family thing. So unfortunately, it's not all rosy and men in black. No. So are these aliens? Because they are experimenting, and they do have some dead inhuman bodies there, deceased inhuman bodies, and they are experimenting and imprisoning. So I'm assuming that. Let me ask this: are there aliens, inhuman biological beings, being captive, alive by the U.S. government? Like the Pentagon program. 1, 2, 3. The lotus flower. I feel like yes. Okay, so basically palm destiny, yes, there is. You see this palm? Like it's behind a glass? Yes. These are postcards though. So usually you send messages from afar. So these are, I wonder if it's like 3 of them right now. I don't know because it's just 3 postcards. So I can just say it's 3, right? But to say that means they can't, like, you can't reach somebody else, right? So you have to send messages. So there are messages being sent about UAPs or UFOs, inhumane beings that are in trap. And I think they're sending it to trying to send it to other beings because they're not happy. And power lines is about communication. It's about energy. So they're putting their energy into sending a message to other beings. But they're in trap. So I kind of feel like they're trapped. It's some people, and not people, inhuman people trapped. But let's see. But I mean, I guess that's what covers it. I mean, it's enlightening to hear. Will we hear more? Will we really get to hear more? Are we going to get to see anything? This is my prediction. Are we going to hear more about UFOs, UAPs, and will we actually get to see one on TV? In my lifetime, at least, right? I'm 33, so in my lifetime, Spirit, well, I get to see a real UAP, UFO, unhuman, biological being on TV. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Again, yes. There is going to be proof. And look at that red door again. There's a door. And it says anchor and stability. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to see it. We're going to see it, y'all. I'm scared. But all right, you guys. I got y'all later. Peace.